threateningly in the sun, covered in fresh blood. Upon seeing you, he breaks into a bloodthirsty grin. You repeat yourself, Xenos scum. Do you really believe I will fall for your trick twice? Speaks with gods. O Starborn, graciously allow this priest to speak. The one before you is not... Silence! Caligos barks at the old man, his eyes blinded by blood and rage. I do not feed you to the forest beast for one reason and one reason alone, that you may still be of use. If you do not want to die with these Xenos, shut your mouth. Lord Caligos must have lost his mind. Why else did he mistake the Lord Captain for an enemy of humanity? Abelard lays a hand on his weapon apprehensively. In the name of the god Emperor, Caligos Winterscale, do not make me kill you. Caligos shudders from your words as if from the taste of sour wine. I suppose no Xenos would be desperate enough to feign devotion to the Imperial Creed. Winterscale looks up at you and down again, and recognition dawns on his face. Is that you, New Blood? Fancy meeting you here. What in the void are you doing on my world, and in such company? Your servants tearfully begged me to return you to your void ship. I magnanimously agreed. Winterscale contemptuously spits blood through his cut lip. Useless, void-born freaks. When I return, I'll tear their legs off for doubting my strength, and their heads for not being able to settle their problems themselves. Who said I want to return to the ship? I haven't met yet a worthy adversary, one who would grab me by the throat in a death grip. The hunt is not over yet, Muck Von Luck. A wildfire ignites in Caligos' eyes. You know, your lordship Von Valancius. Why don't you join in the revelry? The forests here are teeming with Xenos bastards. I'm not greedy. There's enough trophies for us both. Medicae, assess him. Failed. On your first meeting at Dargonis, he appeared before you in a much more favorable light. Brilliant, collected, steadfast. Now his hair is tangled, blood and dirt cover his face and hands, and his armor has been tarnished by the humidity of Quetzaltemer's forest. Instead of a dazzling smile, his face is darkened by a sinister grimace. Inspect his retinue. Speaks with gods. The thin old man looks on with trusting violet eyes, and you notice silvery sparks glimmering within. His thin body shivers from the slightest gust of wind, yet you can sense the power contained in his elderly frame. He nods with a meek smile. Magos Gelenia Zeta. A panicked Beneric Trill escapes from under the tech priest's hood when one of her mechadendrites goes limp, sparking in multiple places at once. The servant of the Omniziah gently picks it up and wearily wields her combi tool until the manipulator starts moving again. So, dude, what? Look at that weapon, you guys. Do you see that? Like, that's a tech priest, and one of its mechanical arms is just holding this massive gun the size of, like, a human. What is that? Trevor, the tall navigator in ragged clothes of silk and silver, proudly wears the coat of arms of House Cassini. Half of his face is ruined by a fresh scar left by acid. Muck von Valancius. The navigator nods politely, though he tries to hide it, his voice is filled with pain and suffering. That's a heavy melta. Mercenary Slith. Hiss. The Slith mercenary looks around viciously, frantically clutching their weapon. Their body is peppered with wounds, both old and new, some rotting and some almost healed. Their yellow pupils narrow when you lock eyes, but the Xenos quickly loses interest. Wharton the Grey. Wharton the Grey has not changed much since your last meeting, still the same brute of a man with bloodshot eyes and a dull expression on his face. However, unlike Caligos' other servants, the arch-militant does not look exhausted, and neither does Caligos. Both are filled with rage and thirst for battle, as if the hunt has only begun. You have already destroyed 4 Xenos ships. If that is not a great victory in itself, cease this hunt. I shall make sure the Xenos leave your worlds forever. Retreat when the enemy's bones already crunch underfoot. Wharton sneers. Alien blood must flood the lands of Quetzaltemer. Only then will the Xenos have paid for their insolence. Persuasion succeeded. Quiet, Wharton. This hunt truly has dragged on for quite some time. The ever-twisting paths, the paltry game, the dullness of it all is suffocating. The rage on Caligos' face changes to dejection. It didn't say that was a persuasion check, but apparently it was one, and I succeeded. I may accept your proposal, Muck Von Luck, but only when I am certain of the destruction of the remaining enemies. Of course, that's assuming we find them in this accursed forest. I would like to ask you a few questions about your presence on Quetzaltemer. Really, and I would like the tenderest sea serpent steak and a bottle of Calixian Amasec. What misery. For 10 moons already, I have been forced to subsist on grass roots and insect larvae. He growls restlessly. Save your questions for later, Muck. I'm not talkative when hungry. Let's find a way to the old man's village and I'll give you your audience. The old man guiltily lowers his head. The forest biome of this priest and his people have always been full of wisdom and life. But the fire rain called by the outsiders from the darkness one great moon and one small moon ago angered the forest spirits. This priest must find his way home to the heart of Quetzaltemer and perform the soothing ritual alongside his tribe. Well, until he does, the spirits will suffer and twist the trails. Until he does, the Starborn will not be able to return to the stars. Then the first order of business is returning the priest to the heart of the forest and calming its rage. Well, what are you waiting for, new blood? I wandered these forests for 30 nights and did not find the way out of the old Twigs village. Let's see if you bring us better luck. Move out. Alright. Hold on, there's goods over here.
What lies beyond?
A sweet smell of decomposition comes from the woven baskets. For whatever reason, the fruit was left to rot under the scorching sun. Fruit and sweet tree sap used to be harvested in this clearing, but now the overripe fruit is weighing down the branches. Okay.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Looks like I can only go one way. Quite a few hours pass before something worth noticing finally shows up amid the dense forest. A pile of charred human bones lying in a shallow pit, and in front of it, like a standing stone, a broken fire cultivator with melted nozzles is stuck in the ground. Other corpses can be seen in the grass nearby, just as old and charred, but distinctively non-human. Scattered alongside those are Xenos weapons covered in dirt. Some of the weaponry appears to be in working order, so it is still passable to get some use out of it. Okay.
One step at a time.
Okay, we came through here earlier.
Amidst the madness.
This forest reminds me of a level in one of the King's Quest games. And it was just like, there'd be an area that's just forest. And you would just like, or not forest, I'm sorry, desert. And you would run, like, let's say, left until you hit a loading screen, and then desert. And it looked the same. And you'd run left till you hit loading screen and desert. And after you did, like, 15 loading screens, you died of, like, dehydration. And you had to find it. And, you know, the answer was, like, you know, go north 3 times, go west 7 times, then go south twice, or something like that. But it was such a pain. It was such a pain. The irresistibly sweet aroma of fruit teases the road trader's olfactory senses, especially after so many hours spent in the stuffy humidity of the forest. After locating the source of the aroma, he decides against tasting the appetizing fruits. Several mummified corpses lie under the fruit trees, their withered faces a testament to their agony, their bodies covered in dark wounds resembling the bites of giant leeches.
Stop! There!
Alright, I want to test that thing I
My warp
mentioned.
sight reveals something. Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
I'm going to hit F5 here. What if she just runs through it? She can't dodge it. Ah, dang. Alright, I wanted to see if she could use her 100% dodge
I can see
to get through the
bright
Xenos
colours
trap.
again.
Doesn't work. Time-worn Imperial breastplates and chainswords are gleaming amidst mummified remains.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Skitna, a failure.
The tattooed mummy lies in a ceremonial pose, dressed in a bizarre fur attire and with an aquila burned on its forehead. What's this? Stupor. Interesting gun. Medicae.
A soldier would have been
An unknown
disciplined for
soldier's
such a
remains.
performance.
Operation
Ah, pleasantly surprised.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Heresy, hello. Hey, Sazonix! Oh, we came through here earlier. This is where Cass last killed 20 people. You know, the most recent time that that happened. After several hours of traversing the forest, a small mountain blocks the way. Something about the pattern on the stone seems wrong. After a few moments, it becomes clear that there are cogitator parts glinting at the base of the mountain. The machine appears to have grown into a stone itself along with the dirt and grass, with the only proof of their artificial origin being the occasional flashes of lumens powered by some random unknown impulses. A carcass is lying on a flat stone nearby, cut open and sacrificed to an unknown god. Alright, the turret, yeah, we came by here earlier. The loading screens are longer than the levels right now. Let's see. Yeah, we've read that earlier. Oh, we have come into a circle.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Okay.
What lies beyond?
Let us see what I found.
What did you find? Decayed Drakari remains rest amid the forest of Quetzaltemur along with this world's sorrowful past. Okay. Hours of walking bring the rogue trader to a tall, sprawling tree. Something shiny is stuck in the foliage. Coming closer, the Lord Captain recognizes an obsolete heavy void suit model that has been subsumed to the growing branches. A heavily damaged skull bares its teeth from behind murky glass. At least their death was quick.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Gaming. I think this is my least favorite chapter so far, just because of all the loading screens. Like, the actual forest bit is fine, but the fact that we're just load, trying to figure this puzzle out. The rogue trader requires rest and soon finds suitable spot for a camp, a meadow with a few fruit trees. A creature with an elongated body and large blunt claws leisurely descends from one of the trees. Its muzzle is red, as if stained with blood, but it turns out to be merely the juices of the fruit from nearby trees. The fruit has a peculiar taste, reminiscent of Grok's meat baked in sweet and sour sauce. What the heck? I mean, we've already been here. There was no load screen for that one.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
At least Caligos is quiet. This would be a lot worse if he was whining the whole way. After several hours of traverse... Oh, this is the same thing as earlier. It's just repeating it. the lumens thing.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
I wonder if it's random. Like, I wonder if you just keep going back and forth through the, like, this, whatever zone line you're right next to. If you just keep landing on random levels. The skies break open, the heavy rain permeating even the dense canopy of the forest. Luckily, the elements relent before long. As the sun emerges once more, the forest becomes alive with singing of birds. Yeah, this is not the level I was on a second ago. But there's 2 of these here, which is kind of makes it weird. Wait, I think this is actually back to the ship. I think we made progress.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
That way led to the ship, but it's not giving you the option to go that way. This is one of the first levels we saw. The now familiar rustle of the centuries-old canopy and barely perceptible movement of the edge of the road trader's vision announce that the forests are once again in motion. Are they fleeing the distant raging fires or simply migrating? It's difficult to say, however, spacious meadows have been replaced with dense forests and the trails have changed direction once more. Okay. Which one is this? Oh, this is the one with the bunker. Alright, load again. I'm wondering if a specific one of these map tiles has a specific, you know, zone line that you're supposed to click on to get to where you need to go, or if you could just keep just doing random zone lines and you'll eventually get there. Halfway through the day, the rogue trader discovers a new wonder of Quetzaltemer's forest, a spacious stretch of land overgrown with a reddish-brown grass covered in sickening yellow blisters. No other plant can be seen among the red blades of grass. The answer to this mystery may have something to do with the pale spider. Oh yeah, we read that earlier. And we're back by the turret again. Although there is... what is that? There's a body.
They will see. Oh yes, indeed. They all will see.
When the followers of the Emperor yell heresy, they get away from anything. When I do it, I just get kicked out of church. I feel cheated. You're not doing it with enough gusto.
What lies beyond?
This map gave me flashbacks to an NES adventure game, including the Forest Zelda game with dungeon-type areas indoors in a haunted forest and whatnot. Yeah. Skies break open. It starts to rain. We're back by the turret again. Oh my god. Owlcat. I love your work, but just this once. You do remember games are supposed to be fun, right? Spider-like insects again.
Oh, one step at a time amidst the
Alright, let's see. If I go back through this again, am I going to end up by the turret again? Lazanta said, I just started playing BG3 a few days ago. I felt sad when I killed Minthara. I didn't know for so long that Minthara was a possible companion. My first playthrough, she was just a boss. Dweller of the... Oh, hey. Are we at the camp? Oh my god, we're at the camp. Alrighty. Everything happened just as Speaks with Gods foresaw. The Starborn are back, and with them our... Enough of your bloating, old hag. I already told you your speech offends me so. It makes me want to cut out your tongue. Caligos waves the woman away and turns his flinty gaze on Speaks with Gods. I'm sick and tired of aimlessly trudging through the woods, old man. I'm a hunter, and without a quarry, I turn into quite the beast. Humbly covering his eyes, the priest nods slightly. Speaks with Gods is ready to conduct a ritual, Starborn. The heart of the forest is calling out to me, so let this priest serve his god not in word but in deed. He's a psyker. It is done. This good-for-nothing psyker has finally proved himself useful. Winterscale looks around the settlement with a bored expression. I intend to have quite a good night's sleep and enjoy the local delicacies. One good thing about Quetzalcoatl is that the fruit here is sweeter than Calixian honey and more tender than the meat of a young grox. You should get some rest as well, Muck. And remember, it is better to go hunting when you're full of vigor but slightly hungry. The hunger adds acuity. Makes the kill more intoxicating, you know? Let me know when you're ready to depart, or if you decide to share a few stories, then come to the bonfire. It is not often that two rogue traders can indulge in confidences away from prying ears. He sardonically clicks his tongue and nonchalantly salutes you in farewell. Alright, quick save, because we finally got here.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Nice walk that, wasn't it, Muck? You may have helped us navigate the living forest clutches, but don't let it go to your head. I would have managed by myself sooner or later. Sooner or later. Let's go, dude. I'm done with this place. All done with your questions. Yeah, let's go. It's about time indeed, Muck. He gives you a friendly pat on the shoulder and summons his retinue with a gesture. It may take a while to find their trail, but Warden here has a keen eye, and his sense of smell can rival any old dog. We will do just fine, especially with the forest being on our side now. Let's go, try not to fall behind. Dude, I don't like you. I don't like your planet. I don't like this forest. I want out of here. It's taking all my restraint to not just start blasting. No, I don't want to talk to you. Let's go. Gotta make moves. Got places to be. Also, that was a pretty terrible rest. We still have our injuries. Demolition 0%. Oh my. Sounds like we've got some pretty bad explosives.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Hello, Eldari. A stately Eldari steps forward, calmly looking at the intruders. His armor and its adornments gleam in the sun, despite traces of dried mud and caked blood. Not a step further, monkey. The smooth voice of the Xenos sounds out of place in the rough wilderness of Quetzalcoatl. I grant you the mercy to leave the emerald halls of the children of the Assyrian. Be gone, and never come back again. Nocturne of Oblivion's here. What the heck is he doing here? Vain rhetoric, a masterful display. Your temper, brother mine, you ought to quell. Bravado has no place within this play. Indeed, the merchants prove this all too well. This actor excellent, who did alight upon the stage, now will this piece complete. By choosing a final opposite, who shall survive, and who their doom shall meet. Nocturne of Oblivion's mournful horned mask avidly tracks your face. I do not know about you, Muck Von Luck, but these Xenos bastards are giving me the creeps. Caligo shifts his excited gaze from the Eldari warrior to Solitaire and back. This one, in the dappled motley. I want to kill him, right now. Wharton the Grey bares his teeth in anticipation and clutches the hilt of his sword. Examine the camp. The Solitaire bows theatrically. With embers glowing cupped in my two hands, I bear them through the deluge to the hearth. The Harlequin's metaphor implies he's been accompanying the surviving Eldari for a while now. It is not clear to you what hearth he's talking about, but perhaps he managed to find a new home. You invaded this world, and I want to know why. Playing with your prey like a cat. Fine, new blood. You are still young. Just remember that patience is not my strongest suit. I do not think we have anything to discuss either, Monkey. The deeds of your kin have spoken louder than words. There's grief on the Xenos face. My home, my family, my people, my Cruderok. Everything is gone because of you. What are you talking about? I killed the homunculus and Kamarag with my own hands. And you believed a flesh sculptor was so easy to get rid of. The minds of Monkey are dull with undiscerning indeed. Your ships are destroyed, Kruderok is lost, and so are the Farseers. You sacrificed everything to attack this world. Why? He sighs tiredly. We did not attack this world, Monkey. The last of Kruderok's children assembled once more to scour the Master of Flesh, Travantius, from the memory of the universe. The homunculus who abducted and tortured the Farseers from our crafts world. We learned that he is hiding in this world, but something prevents our Farseers from discovering his lair, and so we were forced to act decisively. You call purging an entire world a decisive action. Our Farseers, those whom we managed to save, could not name the exact location of the flesh sculptor. Even after our ships had circled the world for the third time, something prevented them from seeing the truth. Something powerful. We knew your patrols would soon discover our presence, so we decided to do something else. To exterminate the homunculus alongside the world as he has chosen as his refuge. He shrugs vaguely. The Monkey are flooding the galaxy at the speed of a meteor shower, and this world will repopulate eventually. In a single world, not worth eliminating a powerful enemy who threatens hundreds of such worlds, both you and those of my kin. How about we wring the necks of the puny vermin, Aetavatar? Winterscale meaningfully raises an eyebrow. Are you still deem him worthy of conversation? Attack both sides? I don't think the galaxy would look kindly upon me if I attacked another rogue traitor. Caligos isn't my enemy, he's just kind of an idiot. The Eldari are, yeah, they're pretty much enemies. We have nothing else to discuss. That's how I like it! Fewer words, more blood for the rogue traitor's throne. A sorrowful sigh comes from beneath Nocturne of Oblivion's mask. About my neck a loathsome coiling snake has latched itself and swallowed down my lines. So trite an end takes bitter on the tongue, for death awaits my merchant vagabond. The curtain now will serve as your shroud. Enough of words, our dance will speak the rest. Oh wait, is he not going to teleport away? Is he actually going to stay and fight this time?
Oh, curious creatures. Oh, I wish to vivisect you.
You dare oppose us?
Hi. Chip says good morning. Cass. Buff self. Wait, player? Why does it say player? Alright, sniper. Let's focus on that first. Oh my god, are you guys hit each other?
Not a servitor.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Did you just wake up? Okay. Alright, Muck's turn. Give Cass another turn. Blast that ranger again.
Try to die with grace, at least.
Make these guys hit each other again.
That's all you've got.
Give Ulfar another turn. Alright, Cass's turn for reals. Is there any more rangers? I see 3 called player.
Me? Yes, Lord Captain. If I may.
Give Muck another turn. Cast regen on Ulfar.
Asia, heal my wound. Fenris is in battle. Oh, shall bleed.
So many times we run into that Harlequin and he's teleported away.